Hey guys, how you doing? We're gonna go through a service call today that I went on. It's a two-part service call, and we're all gonna cram it together in one. So it could get a little long, little lengthy, but the point to this service call is you test one thing and realize that it's it's one thing. You fix that, you find out something else isn't working. So you fix that, and now something else isn't working. But the point is, you have to make a decision. You have to tell these folks, hey, if the microfarad reading on this fan capacitor is 0, we have to change the capacitor. Once we get a good capacitor in there, we can see if the rest of the system works, and on and on and on. In this situation, we had 3 different levels of that happen, where I had a 0 microfarad on the capacitor for the condenser fan motor, and then tried to crank it on, and the condenser fan motor still wasn't working, but it was getting voltage. Then we get the fan motor going, and then we have a bad TXV because the system won't cool. So it was just one of those where, like, man, I thought it was going to be a quick call, and then it just turned out to be, now you got to change out the condenser fan motor. Now I got to come back and change the TXV later. So hope you guys like this video, and let's see how it turns out. The compressor's running, but the fan's not. So I'm going to check power here. Plenty of room. Right. Yeah, so it's just a bad dual run capacitor. Okay. We'll do a new capacitor just to check out so we got a full 5 microfarads there and 55 microfarads there. I think we gotta change the fan motor, man. It's not starting up. So we won't charge you for the capacitor because I would give you a free one anyways. But to change out the fan motor then so we don't do that. I don't charge you for that because I'll give you a free one. But we just charge you for the fan motor. And I have the fan motor on my truck. I can get that changed out for you.
You see that 86
515.
515. Okay, let's do that.
All right. And I'll give you the suction line insulation for free. Remember to take these plugs out. Sometimes they come with the plugs already out, like right now, but it even says on the side here, you know, black plugs are in here. They're drain plugs right here, and if you don't take those out, then next time it rains, the water is going to come in through the top, fill up this cavity, and not be able to drain out, and then it's going to kill the windings on your motor. So that's why you have to take these drain plugs out. Flat part of the shaft right here, and then you're going to end up putting your set screw right back here. All right, let's turn it on. Do some other checks, but my battery's getting low here. We're just going to check for refrigerant and make sure the system's cooling effectively. Taking out some refrigerant because way too high. 300 psi on the high side. So we're still at a really high superheat and a high subcool. So you know, I went up and checked the TXV. And it does look like there's a little bit of frosting going on up there, so I'm thinking we have a restriction. I'm able to bring down, I'm 75 degrees right now, and I'm able to bring down the pressures to a you know, somewhat of a decent pressure on the high side, but equally it goes down on the low side. So we got to do the, we got to change this TXV. We're going to change the refrigerant out of the system, start it over from fresh, and see what happens there. Hey, well, that was a pretty tricky call. If a beginner had been out there, they probably would have been a little perplexed on that call. But to people who do it all the time, you're out here running service calls, you know, you have to start somewhere and then move on to the next thing and then move on to the next thing. So the fan wasn't running, so I had to check the capacitor on it and see why the you know, check the rating on the capacitor. So it was at 0, so change the capacitor. We have to get the capacitor up and running in order to find out if the fan works. So we got the capacitor changed out, and then we replaced we realized, oh, the fan's still not spinning. I used a little stick and I got it to spin a little bit, and it took a long time for it to actually get up to full speed, even with a full capacitor. And I checked the rating on the side of the panel of the panel for the fan, and it said that it used a 5 microfarad capacitor. So we have a bad fan motor. So got to get that fan motor up and running to see if everything else is running right on the system. So we take a universal motor out of the back of my truck and put it back in there. We put a 1075 quarter horsepower motor, and we hooked it up and got the system up and running. The fan now works. The system is running. So we go to check the amp draws. Amp draws are pretty high, 17.8 out of 20. Maximum rating is 20 on that system. So and we have a good capacitor, because I went ahead and replaced their compressor capacitor too. You know, when I changed out the capacitor, I just left it in there. You know, the 55 plus 5 that I put in there, I just left it in there so that we know that the compressor had a good capacitor on it. So 17.8 on a 75 degree day out of 20, that is not good. So I check out the pressures on the system, because the suction line is not cold at all, and the liquid line is actually kind of cooler. It's actually about 71 degrees. So my refrigerant pressures are just off. My compressor's running high because my suction line pressures are high, and my pressures are off because my liquid line pressures are high. Upwards of 300 psi on a 75 degree day is not good. It's about 130 degrees on the condenser coil. On a 75 degree day, that's about a 55 degree delta, somewhere around there, 60 degree temp split. That's not good. You want it, at least on the system like that, maybe a 15 degree difference, maybe a 20 degree difference between the liquid line temperature and the outdoor temperature. So that was quite a difference. Not good. So I checked my superheat and my subcool, and both of them are sky high. I had like a 54 degree superheat and like a 44 degree subcool. So my attention now starts to focus on the TXV. Is it metering right? And so I go up in the attic, I look at the TXV, and it seems like it is frosting up. Kind of knock on it a little bit, see if I can knock it loose. Go back down, check the pressures, nothing's changed. And so basically I'm just going to come back and replace that TXV. The TXV was sweating on the other side of it, and I saw some frozen coils on the bottom row of it. So to me, I'm going to go ahead and change this TXV. We're going to come back out Thursday, change it out. I'm actually going to take all the refrigerant out of the system because I'm not sure how much is in there. And we're going to put brand new R22 in there. My TXV replacement covers up to 6 pounds of refrigerant included in the price. And so they may have to pay for 1.5 pounds, maybe 2 pounds of refrigerant extra on top of that. So we'll see. I'm looking forward to doing the job, and it's actually going to be a little bit cool out on Thursday, so it won't be that big of a deal. we got our box sealed up. Condenser coil is all sealed up now, and we're gonna go down and get it under vacuum. We're on pressure test right now, and everything passed, no bubbles.
7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
You'll never have the sacred stone.
Oh, this you crazy mother.
Okay guys, so we were able to get that system up and running. That was just one of those systems where somebody just had to make a choice, make a call. You know, did we really know if it was a TXV? No, but I was willing to eat it. If I changed that TXV out and it didn't fix it, I was willing to eat it. You know, I was gonna. And most of your companies out there that you work for are in the same position. You know, it's just like somebody's just got to make a call, and you can question it all you want, but there's really no need to. You know, just make the call, change it out, put in the time, put in the work to get that part changed out, so that you can get those people up and running again, and let's see if it works. And you know what? It sure did. I got them up to a 10 subcool, whereas they had a high superheat and they had a high subcool. Now they're down to I think they were at like 6 superheat and 10 subcool. So yeah, good all around for everyone. All right, guys. Well, thanks for watching.